What's up, YouTube? Um, this is an educational video because there's some people out here in this YouTube streets that think we stupid. So the word of the day or the phrase of the day is kangaroo court. Kangaroo court. And what is that? Let's go through the meaning and encyclopedia version of this word or this phrase. If we notice the Nazi swastika in the background, because this is a frequent thing in Nazi Germany when they were having these kangaroo courts. So, and it's very organized. So let's go through the information here. A kangaroo court is a court that ignores recognized standards of law or justice, carries little or no official standing in the territory within which it resides, and is typically convened ad hoc. A kangaroo court may ignore due process and come to a predetermined conclusion. The term may also apply to a court held by a legitimate judicial authority which intentionally disregards the court's legal or ethical obligations. A kangaroo court could also develop when the structure and operation of the forum results in an inferior brand of adjudication. A common example of this is when institutional disputants have excessive and unfair structural advantages over individual disputants. Now, I want to discuss this a little bit. Now, a kangaroo court may ignore due process and come to a predetermined conclusion. What is due process? Well, let's go into it. Okay. Due process is the legal requirement that the state must respect all legal rights that are owed to a person. Due process balances the power of law of the land and protects the individual person from it. When a government harms a person without following the exact course of law, this constitutes a due process violation which offends the rule of law. Well, in a due process court proceeding, you are innocent until proven guilty. You also have to present your evidence, the prosecution, as well as the defense. And you don't come to a conclusion before you make your case. You just don't. So we're going to do some more education about this. So let's get into it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important part of our lesson today. This comes from the Department of Justice. So this is an official government website so that we understand what the fuck we talking about when we talking about it. Because some people out here talking about trials, and you're going to see the definition of a trial and the definition of a kangaroo court, and then we get to pick and decide which one is really happening on YouTube right now. So this is from the U.S. Attorney's Justice 101, and this is on the term trial. After many weeks or months of preparation, the prosecutor is ready for the most important part of his job, the trial. The trial is a structured process where the facts of a case are represented by a jury, and they decide if the defendant is guilty or not. They decide if the defendant is guilty or not guilty of the charge offered. During the trial, the prosecutor uses witnesses and evidence to prove to the jury that the defendant committed the crimes. The defendant, represented by an attorney, also tells his side of the story using witnesses and evidence. In the trial, the impartial person in the trial, the judge, the impartial person in charge of the trial, decides what evidence can be shown to the jury. A judge is similar to a referee in the game. They are not there to play for one side or the other, but to make sure the entire process is played fairly. Did we see a fair process? Who is the judge in this trial? Because it seems to me that one person is the judge, jury, and the executioner. What kind of trial is this? What kind of trial is this? When you hold someone in court and they cannot even speak for themselves, much less be represented by an attorney or anybody, this cannot be real. This has to be a kangaroo court where you already have a predetermined conclusion. I was guilty before I even got on the stand. There is no point of me showing my evidence because this court is only to prove guilt. And there is no proof. So it's basically to brainwash people into believing in the guilt. My question is, why wasn't there a fair trial? Why wasn't there a fair trial? Niggas is fucking judging juries and since we lawyers and shit. But I understood what this was. I just wanted to make sure that people understand what a kangaroo court is. So that these people don't get away with trying to disguise kangaroo court as justice.